I want to share with you a creation from a conversation today. Well, actually, from two conversations today. It was created, and the idea is rest is work. Rest is work. So what am I talking about? Well, I was in conversation with a client who intellectually understands that he needs to take more time for rest and have more space in his calendar because working is actually inadvertently making him less effective in his work and pushing the results that he's working for further away. And so sometimes intellectually understanding that can be one thing, but to really get yourself to do it feels like, well, I need to be more accountable, or I need to kind of like kick myself in the ass, or maybe punish myself for not doing that. I need to put more space. I need to slow down. And that idea where like you need to do it and you kind of just need more accountability, to me is always evidence that you don't really feel the value in resting. You don't really believe that resting is actually what's going to make you more effective and get you the results that you want. You say that you do, but you don't really, because if you really did, it would be easy and you would just do it. And so that's not like wrong or bad that you don't really believe it and really feel it. It's just information. And so we want to take that information, not judge ourselves for that situation, and be like, well, then what's missing? What do I need in order to really believe it, to really feel it? Well, maybe I just need to conceptualize rest in a way that actually connects me to the value and in a way that gives it meaning, that actually has me see, hear and feel that rest is a path to the results that I want. You know, most of us have the idea that doing work is the thing that's going to get me the results, especially for people that are high achieving and that basically like to get shit done. Doing work gets results. And if I want results, then resting is the antithesis of that, right? So you could try to re-represent rest in a number of different ways, but a shortcut is to actually associate it with work itself, which you already trust and believe as the path to results. And the way that you do that is to just define for yourself conceptually rest as work in the form rest is work. And it's a declaration. It's a statement about reality. It's an ontological assertion. Rest is work. And so first you speak it, and then you start to look for how that can be true. You start to do what I call contemplating causality. You start to look for associations and meanings and references that could make that true. Rest is work. And as we were having this conversation, creating this idea, and I started to look for evidence, I looked not that far to a conversation that I had just an hour or two prior when my friend Adam texted me saying that, hey, this is the time I got in this workout today, and which was, he did it in 20 minutes and change. I did it in 24 minutes and change. And I'm like, geez, I know he's fasting, but not that fast. What the heck happened? And his next text was, I did push-ups in sets of 3. And I write back, I'm like, sets of 3? Is that a typo? Did you mean 30 or 13 or something? No, sets of 3. And this is a guy that can probably do 50 push-ups without taking a break. But he did his push-ups in this workout, 3 push-ups, took a break. 3 push-ups, took a break. And there was about 100, 150 push-ups in this workout. And I'm sitting there thinking, man, I know to do sets. I did maybe 15 or 10 at a time, but 3 at a time? And he did 3 at a time and took a rest because he understands this idea that slow is smooth and smooth is fast. If you go slow, it's smooth, and if you're moving smooth, then you can actually continue moving and go faster and faster. You can create results more effectively, more quickly. And what I understood is that these short breaks that he was taking and these short spurts of work put together actually create the ability to output more power with more longevity to be faster in the end. It's a little bit like the tortoise and the hare kind of idea, right? But in small oscillations of rest and work are actually what creates the most effective work. So work is a transfer of energy, and your power is how much work you transfer over time. And so he's actually able to output more power by oscillating in with rest more frequently. Does that make sense? So, as if you can respond to me, but I hope that makes sense. So rest is work. Oh, okay. So resting intentionally as part of the process of doing the work out, that's a way of seeing that rest is actually work. Rest is part of work. Rest is the thing that makes your work happen more effectively, happen more quickly, increases your power. Wow, rest is work. Interesting. And you start to see, also I do my exercise, and that's like working my muscles, and then I rest at night, and while I'm sleeping, that's where muscle growth occurs. Okay, so in the physical sense of a workout and body strengthening, I get how rest is work, but what about in my business and in my work, right? My professional work? Well, I know that when I slow down and I meditate and I'm more still and I'm less rushing, I'm more present and I'm more able to hear what's going on for a person inside of a conversation I'm having with them. And I'm able to notice in my body when I'm feeling something that's going on for them, and I'm more able to hear it and see it and then speak to it and create a more meaningful conversation, which has people experience more value, which has them more likely to want to pay me. So, resting, being still, doing nothing is actually a means of showing up in such a way, bringing a state of being that's generative of more impact and value, and then produces more income. Wow, interesting. Rest is work. The times where I'm doing nothing and I'm just having space, that is a kind of work. That is a work in the sense of it makes a difference that has value later in time and then produces a return. Wow, rest is work. So I don't need to try to find value in rest through any other means than seeing it as work, and that it is work, and the place where you already have value and ascribe value about how to use my time working. Now I can automatically transfer that into rest by defining it, conceptualizing it as the same thing. So when you begin to represent rest as work by showing yourself that rest is actually work, and when you're resting, you are working. You're making a difference. There's truth there. When you can connect with that, you kind of shortcut the whole process of needing to beat yourself up and be more accountable to slowing down. You will do it automatically because you see the intrinsic value in it, the implicit, immediate value of resting directly into your state of being and into your effectiveness. And there's also that piece in here about creating a tighter oscillation between work in the classic sense and this new version of work, which we're calling rest. Rest work, small reps, small rounds, small number of reps, a little bit of work, a little bit of rest. Put something in your calendar and then have some white space. Put something in your calendar, then have some white space. Put something in your calendar, then have some white space. My manager calls it, my business manager, she calls it the mortar between the bricks. So the events in my Google Calendar are the bricks, and the white space between them are the mortar. Both equally important if I want to build a wall. If I have just bricks and no mortar, not really going to work out. All mortar and no bricks, that's definitely not going to work out. You need stuff there, and you need stuff between. Today is the perfect day for you to create who you are. You are loved and you are powerful, and I am loving you simply for your being here. I'll talk to you soon.